Hi, so I'm Queenie Beth of Barcelona. I'm 25 years old.
If you date a foreigner, what do you think the biggest barrier would be?
Probably language barrier. But I think as long as you know the basic like English, I think as long as you understand each other, I think that's fine.
What part of Filipino culture do you think foreigners should respect the most?
Mm, Character of a Filipino. I think it is how we are so friendly and welcoming to the others because Filipino is so friendly.
So, what advice would you give to foreigners who want to date with Filipina?
Okay, so to all the foreigners who wants to date a Filipina, it will not be easy. I think just be true to yourself. And Filipino loves to be spoiled, not just in material things, but also in time, effort. So well, yeah, as long as you're being true and you are being genuine to each other, I think that's okay. You guys will work.
Hi everyone, my name is Dory de los Reyes, you can call me Dory, and I'm currently 18 years old. Hi everyone, I'm Sophia Chipon, I am currently 18 years old.
If you date a foreigner, what do you think the biggest barrier would be?
I think for me the biggest barrier is most of them really know English already, so we can communicate through English. But I think the difference in culture and then their norms and traditions that really is like different from Filipino culture as well. For me, I think it would be the language barrier and the culture norms or whatever.
So, what part of Filipino culture do you think foreigners should respect the most?
I think Filipinos are more in tune to our families, like family traditions and culture. And then also in terms of, for me, I'm not religious, but most Filipinos are religious, and I think some foreigners, they should also take that into account that uh, there's more steps in courting a girl due to that religious and family orientedness of Filipinos. Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to foreigners who want to date a Filipina?
Is to really get to know them and what they enjoy doing, because yeah, the difference in culture and language is a barrier, but I feel like love is universal. So even if you're a foreigner, if you love a Filipino girl, then you just have to love her well. So yes. My advice to foreigners if dating a Filipino, I think it would be patience, and because like Filipinas are like really like for me long stereotyping, but like they're short tempered, and like you have to get to know them, because or like you have to like live with them, like not physically, but like you have to like to get to know her, like what she does, and like you get to do things with her, because yeah.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Ash. I'm 25 years old.
If you date a foreigner, what do you think the biggest barrier would be?
Communication, not in like simple communication, but I have observed some of my friends who have foreigner boyfriends. They will have a hard time in sharing their real emotions with foreigners because sometimes foreigners don't understand them. That sometimes they will not say that I'm angry, but they will show it in their actions. But sometimes like that, we know that foreigners have other cultures, so they don't have the same culture, and sometimes maybe we know that girls would like show their actions like they're angry or they want to be like for example they're angry and they just need someone that they will be lambing, that word lambing for Filipino, and sometimes foreigners don't get that, but maybe that's one of the biggest barrier also, the not culture, because Filipinos are foreigners, they are like it's easy for them to adjust because we can see a lot of foreigners here in Cebu though. So maybe I think that would be the biggest barrier for me, communication that is not verbal, like action communication. So I think the advice I will give to the foreigners is you should have patience, because Filipina girls we are not that easy to understand sometimes, but we are sweet. But maybe you need to have more patience in understanding their actions, or maybe in how Filipina shows their emotions. You just need someone that can understand them and maybe show also act of service, because that's the most attitude that Filipino would really fall into. Those sweet actions and flowery words.
My name is Jamie. I'm 27 years old.
So if you date a foreigner, what do you think the biggest barrier would be?
Oh, okay. I think mostly it's like the language barrier, of course, because then there are some things you can't say in the same language. I think it doesn't translate as well if you, um, even if you speak, both of you speak English. There's still some things you can't translate well compared to if you speak in like your mother tongue together. Then I feel like there are gonna be like communication problems eventually. I don't know.
So from
So,
your experience of the last time,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
already have dated with a foreigner, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So even though you guys are good at speaking English, you felt like language barriers.
Yeah, I feel like there's still some things that you can't really translate well, even if you speak the same English language. So, yeah.
What kind of moment did you feel that?
I think especially when it comes to like fighting, I guess there are some things you really can't translate well, and I think that, another problem would also be like the culture, culture, culture barriers, cultural barriers. So there are some things that aren't accepted in your country, but it's accepted in their country. So it's how you're brought up. That's also like an issue, I guess. So my advice when you're dating a Filipina is, I guess it's more of being close. I guess if things get serious, you have to be close to the family of the person you're dating, because in the Philippines, especially for Filipinos, it's really important to have like close family ties with us. So I think that's really important for Filipinas. Yeah.
Hello, I am Jidilyn Coas. I'm 23 years old. I think the biggest barrier is like communication, especially on like we have different languages, and especially here in Visayan region, that we speak more on Visaya than English.
So if a foreigner tries to overcome the language barrier, let's say if the foreigner can speak Bisaya or like English like this, so do you think the relationship can work?
I can guarantee you it will work because communication is very important, especially in relationships. So it will work. To the foreigners who want to date a Filipina, it's not necessary that you should know how to speak in English, but as long as you can communicate in your actions, your words, sometimes, I think it will work. And don't be afraid to pursue a Filipina because Filipina is sweet and loving, and the values in relationship is super good.
So, hello, my name is Julia Lopez.
I'm Mary Pantoy and I'm 19 years old.
If you date a foreigner, what do you think the biggest barrier would be?
It's distance, as I,
For me, it's language.
yeah, also.
What advice would you give to foreigners who wants to date with Filipina?
Just be honest and be open to your relationship, especially if you're long distance or like if you're together. Just be honest and be responsible partner to your.
Try to find us.